Hi, my name is Jerome Williams, and my topic of discussion today is the effects that sports has had on media. Since the dawn of time, people have loved viewing sports. They viewed them in all types of ways, mostly going to the games and stuff like that. But since then, sports have blossomed into a total different thing. There's two types of sports consumers. One is indirect, which is when you listen to a radio, you go view it on the internet, you watch it on television, stuff like that. And the other is direct, when you actually go to the stadium, when you go actually in person, you view the game, stuff like that. Sports is actually defined as an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against one another to win or lose, basically, stuff like that. The first sport actually televised in the USA was baseball. It was a game where it was Princeton versus Columbia, and the score actually ended in a two to one victory by Princeton. It wasn't really televised. It wasn't. There weren't that many viewers because obviously people didn't really have that many televisions, but it was actually the first one ever in the United States. Since then, sports have absolutely blossomed in the media. It's become very popular on TV, newspapers, internet, blogs, all that type of stuff. It's absolutely blossomed. Actually, there's been worldwide, the most ever viewed was 3 billion people viewed a soccer event, and that's just, everyone loves soccer now, especially with the Europeans and all that type of stuff. And the American US of A event was actually the 1982 Super Bowl, where there was 40.02 million people viewed at one point at that night. And as you guys know, and as we all know, that well, Super Bowl is huge now. Like everyone is there. Everyone, you have parties and all that stuff, and actual commercials. Everyone wants to see the funny commercials, the best commercial going to be that year, stuff like that. So as you know, just the media as a whole has become more evolved with the sports and the commercials and who's going to have it in the best Budweiser commercial, that type of stuff. Like, they're just commercial, and all that type of stuff. It's just sports, basically. Um, Sports have become so popular that now they actually have individual networks where you actually focus on certain sports. The Golf Channel, where you can get as much Tiger Woods as you want, and the NBA Channel, where you can get the Dwayne Wades and the LeBron James and the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans and all that stuff. You can always go there now. You can just get that type of stuff on actual channels, and the NHL channel, where you can just go watch all the Stanley Cup you want to, and is it Illinois? I'm not from Illinois, but the Chicago Blackhawks, and when they won the World Series, and how much media was, I mean, not the World Series, but the Stanley Cup, where how much media was actually at the parade, and how big was that for the actual Chicago to win that, and how much publicity and the news articles, and Chicago Blackhawks won it all, and it was just huge. And think about this, how about how the Cubs haven't won a World Series in over 100 years now, and how much media is going to be there when they win a World Series finally, stuff like that. Like, the sports as a whole has become huge in American eyes now. It's astonishing, actually, how crazy that's been. And then also now they have evolved and made it even more bigger. So now they have a channel called ESPN, or Sports Center, where you can go and get all of those sports that you want. It's you can get tennis, golf, anything you want. It's 24/7, all day, any day. At ESPN News, where it's just news about sports and injuries and who's going to be hurt and when they're going to be hurt and stuff like that. They have that type of stuff now, where you can just go and watch TV and all day about just sports. Um, sports are also in the newspaper, blogs, internet, radio. We have phone apps. We have Yahoo Up to Date. trending topics, Twitter, Facebook, advertisements, posters, as you can see in my background, when the Cardinals won the World Series, and Sam Bradford, he's a quarterback. So, like you have it just everywhere. How about your children? And when who do they look up to now? The LeBron James is the in basketball, the Alex Rodriguez in baseball, the Peyton Manning in football, the kids, and how it's actually affected each and every one of us in some type of way, whether you like sports, you're married to your husband, how he sits on the couch and watches sports all day, or you're in sports and you have to keep your child interested in something, some kind of physical activity, because that's the only thing they do now. Either it's some kind of sports activity or it's sitting on the couch and watching the video game all day. Sports has become huge. And how about the 9/11 when the World Trade Center went down, and how all the lights were flashing, all the lighters was flashing, stuff like that, and people literally waited to that Yankees game to feel like, okay, the USA is back. The USA is back running again because sports start playing again, and this is what we do now. Like, I remember, like, all sports just shut down, and then, like, it was just like, this isn't America. Like, this isn't what we do. But now, when sports came back, then it was like we're up and running again. It's back to normal. We can have fun and live again. That's our entertainment. And I just feel like that day on 9/11 when the New York Yankees played, it was just like a huge ordeal for everything. And that's the way I feel, as if sports have become like, just the effects on media has become tremendous in the views and stuff like that. And that's just basically what I want to tell you guys today. Thank you and have a good day.